My son wanted to do tier list rankings on his YouTube channel, so I did one with him where we rank some movies. And then I decided that that video would be a nice addition to my movie scene series, so I'll play that after my intro. I'd love to hear what you think, and also how would you rank these movies? And if you're into video games, please check out my son's channel. I'll include a link in the description below. And as always, take care of yourself, and thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Big Daddy Giddy here with MJ Giddy, and we're going to tier list rank the entire Halloween movie franchise. We're going to rank them in chronological order, so if you haven't seen Halloween Ends and you are worried about spoilers for that one, just watch the entire rest of the video. That'll be the last one, but obviously spoiler alerts throughout. All right, let's do this. Halloween 1 from 1978.
Definitely S tier. You know, this amount of suspense, the mood, all of it is just well put together. Maybe one of the best movies. Maybe the best movie of all time.
Really? You like it that much?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion, as well. It definitely deserves S tier. We could go on and on about this movie, but I think it'll probably be brought up in comparison to some of the other movies, and so we'll probably end up coming back and talking about, like you said, the mood, the tone. It feels like fall, Halloween, and then there's this never-ending, unstoppable, lurking in the shadows death that's coming for all of us. That is horrifying and awesome. Moving along to part 2, Halloween 2.
I used to think S tier, but now I think A tier, because there's going to be some movies I think that are better than that. But it's still I think it was a good sequel, and I liked the suspense and how they still kept that suspense. I just think it was a good movie, but not S tier.
Yeah, the fact that part 2 picks up right where part 1 left off.
Yeah, that too.
So cool. It's still awesome, but not S tier. I too would put this A tier, so I think that's an appropriate place for it. Now moving along to the very divisive, controversial Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
I would put that A tier, like mid A tier, not A plus, not A minus. I think it was actually a very good movie, but it shouldn't have been a Halloween sequel, even though I know that's what they were going for with different horror stories. And if that was like a separate movie, not called Halloween, if it was called Season of the Witch, I think I might put it S tier. This is part of the Halloween movies. You know, it counts as one of them. I'd put it A tier.
I see. So you're saying that if this movie just came out, whatever, and it was just called Season of the Witch, and you went and saw it not expecting to see Michael Myers, you'd be like, man, this movie's awesome. I love it. It's creepy.
But since you were expecting to see Michael Myers, you were like...
That aspect does make me drop it as well. I would put it B tier for myself, but I can see ranking that A tier because they took a chance. I love the ending shots that are using the poster with the sun setting and the kids going. Like, the ending is super awesome. So we'll put it for A. We're putting Halloween 3 as A tier. Curious to hear what people think about that. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Hey, guys, you didn't like Halloween 3, it's okay. Michael Myers, he's coming back. This is the one that introduces the niece, Jamie, one of the greatest child actors that I've ever seen a performance, Danielle Harris. This is the one where there's the mob of people that are in their trucks that are chasing after him. And at the very end, the mask comes down over the eyes. And then you see the knife and you hear the screams. And that's when it shows Jamie holding the knife. And she looks like Michael Myers, like in a similar costume. This is actually, I think, my 3rd favorite Halloween movie. Where would you rank it?
I'd put it A plus.
Really?
Higher than Season of the Witch. You know, I love that ending scene with, Jamie putting on the mask and all the, it's set up, her maybe being, next Michael. Like, that was a good setup.
So yeah, you say A, I say A, so it's a solid A. All right, now Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And we find out that Michael Myers has been living with a homeless guy that's been taking care of him. And then when he finally is nursed back to help, kills the homeless guy. I feel so bad for that homeless guy. This is the one with the ending at the jail and all throughout the movie, getting off the bus, Guy's wearing like snakeskin boots or something. He seems like he's going to be really awesome. And he busts Michael Myers out of jail at the end. Jamie goes, she's like, oh no. And she looks and the bars are bent or whatnot. And so you're like, what is going on? Because of that ending, it gets a higher ranking for me. Where would you rank it?
Probably B. I personally, it wasn't that amazing of a movie, but it wasn't that bad of a movie. And it was just, it was a good movie.
The cliffhanger was really awesome.
Yeah.
It made me so excited to see part 6, and I was so looking forward to that. So I would rank Halloween 5 as a B as well. All right. Halloween 6. The Curse of Michael Myers.
It is a cursed movie.
Cursed movie of Michael Myers. Let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. What's your ranking?
D.
D it is. I was so disappointed, as I said, how I was so excited after part 4 and part 5, and it's so bad. And it's so disappointing.
There is 2 things I like, though.
Tell me.
I like that they introduced Tommy back.
That was cool. Paul Rudd, amazingly.
Yeah, he did a good job, too, I think.
Yep.
And those are the only 2 things that I like.
Wait, that was only one thing.
2, Paul Rudd.
Oh, you liked that they introduced Tommy back, and that it happened to be Paul Rudd.
Yeah, that he played him well.
Yeah. Okay, his performances. Yeah. Okay, got you. Yeah. So really, just Paul Rudd as Tommy, the one saving grace for you. So I thought that maybe I was being too harsh on it based on memory, and that I was just so disappointed. But then when we watched it, I was like, it's even worse than I remember. It deserves that D rating.
Yeah,
definitely. 20 years after the original, H2O. Jamie Lee Curtis is back, living on a private school, so it all takes place there. What are your thoughts, and where would you rank it?
I would personally rank it C tier.
Really?
I was just kind of bored watching the movie compared to the other ones, but it was still a good movie compared to the below ones. And I didn't like that it was, in the private boarding school.
It doesn't take place in Haddonfield, which was something that negated it for me the first time I watched it. I still noticed it this time, but I at least had a better understanding of the campus, and it made sense for Jamie to be in California. Apparently, Laurie Strode had faked her own death. I still think I would put it a B tier. You say C?
Yeah, like middle C, not C plus or C minus. And you say like middle B?
Yeah.
So I said low B.
Okay, that's fair enough. We'll put that H2O as a B. Halloween Resurrection.
Was that the one in the house out there like recording, I think they filmed it good.
Appropriately for how they were trying to make it like a reality show.
Yeah.
Obviously, reality TV had come along, so they had the different cameras set up. But if none of the acting and none of the action and none of the dialogue and nothing else has any kind of realism, then it just seems corny and cheap. This is just a bad movie. Mm-hmm. First of all, Laurie Strode getting killed early on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again.
And they kissed, too?
Oh, my God. I love you. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Whatever it was. Yeah, why don't you just kill her in part 1 and so we didn't have to go through all this torture? Yeah. Like, after all that time, you're going to kill her? Busta Rhymes was funny.
Yeah.
He was like one of the saving graces of that.
And I didn't like the idea for a Halloween movie that they were in a house and like video recording it. Like, I just don't think that suits a Halloween movie. He goes out, stalks people, and you see him stalking people. We didn't see him stalking at all in that one.
Right. It didn't feel like a Halloween franchise movie. Exactly. I'm guessing we're in agreement that it's D tier. Yeah.
High D though.
Really? High D?
I put it higher than Curse.
I mean, that's not saying much. You can be above Curse and still be one of the worst movies of all time. But okay, so Halloween Resurrection, D tier. And now, the Rob Zombie reboot. What's your ranking? What's your thoughts?
C tier. I didn't like that they gave him a backstory. Like that.
For an hour of the movie?
Yeah. I didn't like how he kidnapped Laurie and was all like, takes off his mask. Like, he had, most of the movie, his mask was off, but it wasn't as bad as the 2 below it. And it was, filmed good. And yeah, it wasn't as bad as the 2 below it.
It's my least favorite Halloween movie, but there's no doubt that it's a better movie than Curse or Resurrection. It's Rob Zombie. First of all, I'm a fan of his music videos, his style. I loved his previous movies. So I was like, oh man, the perfect guy. He loves horror movies. He's going to have respect for it. And I'm sure he did. But there's some key things. One being the scary aspect of Michael Myers. It's unexplainable. It just happens. We're all going to die. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no explanation. To try to make you have sympathy for him, it took away the fear.
Yeah.
But the unexplainable is way more scary than putting an explanation. It put an explanation on Michael Myers as to why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
That took time away from developing the characters of Laurie and her friends, which is why you like the original Halloween. You get a feel for who they are. So when this thing is coming after them, you can relate to them. Whereas whether it was the dialogue or whatever, in this specific movie, I wasn't feeling Laurie Strode. She wasn't likable. Maybe I was supposed to sympathize with Michael and be like, kill her, I hate her. I don't know, but it didn't even have the visual flair of a Rob Zombie movie. It didn't actually feel like his style, but it is a better movie than the other two. So I could put it C. I mean, for me, it's a D along with those other two, but...
I mean, is yours a D minus?
It's my least favorite, so it is a D minus.
So let's put it D then, because mine's a C minus.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put Halloween as a D. All right. Now to the sequel, also Rob Zombie, which I know most people like this sequel less, but I actually like it better.
Yes.
I like this sequel better. There's more time for the character development in this movie. I actually like Laurie Strode. This is the one that also has the dream sequences. Rob Zombie has some areas where he can put his specific style in there. And so I like that. What do you think?
I like it better too, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you rank it?
It's either a low B or a high C for me. It's still not great. It's middle tier.
I say low B.
You say low B?
Yeah.
I'm good with putting it at B.
The last movie and this movie were 2 hours.
Thank you for bringing that up. We forgot to mention in Halloween, but one of the negatives for both the Rob Zombie Halloween remake and part 2 is they're almost 2 hours long. Halloween, his first one, is 2 hours long, and it's got the first hour of backstory, stuff that you don't need. So now, for the beginning of the final trilogy, it's just called Halloween 2018. Where would you rank it? What are your thoughts?
Either high B or low A. I liked, they filmed it amazingly, the mask was good, and I like how... we find out Laurie has been training somebody like that. I just like the story in that one. I just think it was a good movie.
It makes sense.
Yep.
If you had seen the original Halloween and then you're 40 years later, this is where all those characters currently are. You're like, that makes sense. And it's filmed well. Like the scene of him getting the hammer and then walking to, stalking through the town. It feels like a Halloween movie. It is my second favorite Halloween movie. I think it's so well done. I don't think it's S tier because that original Halloween is so special, but it's definitely A tier for me. And it's, like I said, it's my second favorite Halloween. So you're good with A tier on this one?
Yeah, okay. Middle A.
Okay. All right. Now, Halloween Kills. A lot of people were down on it. What are your thoughts?
I say middle B tier. I thought it was a pretty good movie, and I liked how all the townspeople came together and all.
I think they did a great job of, like I said in the last one, after 40 years have passed, how have these individual characters, where would they be with their families? This movie touched upon where would the town be. I loved that aspect. I liked, again, hospital scene. There's so much that takes place at the hospital, and Michael Myers never gets there. You know that at no point in time in part 2 do Laurie Strode and Michael Myers ever interact?
Really?
Because she's at the hospital the entire time. They go on a hunt for him, so that's a throwback to part 4 with the mob. And again, characters. I like characters. I like Tommy. I like Lindsay. I like the couple that was flying the drone.
Yeah.
You get to see a feel for the town of Haddonfield because Haddonfield is a character, and so I would rank it a B as well.
So yeah, B.
Now's the time. If you have not seen the newest one, Halloween Ends, spoiler alert, turn it off, go watch the movie, come back, because we're going to talk about the newest one, Halloween Ends. We just saw it last night. Go.
I think it was my least favorite one. I don't like how there was another killer. And even if it was, I didn't like how they did it. And I didn't like how Michael was just like a rag doll. You know, like he got pushed around easily, he got wrestled, and you know, like it made Michael look like somebody that wasn't amazing.
Yeah, it craps on the franchise, the mood, Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, the story, everything about it I think is bad. You don't see enough Michael. All of the other characters were one-dimensional, like the doctor and the nurse and the DJ. But I think there should be like a Giddens cut, a Snyder cut. I have a way to fix this. If you edit it in a way so that throughout the whole movie you see Michael Myers. When I say Michael Myers, I mean the mask. Yeah. You see the Michael Myers masked person doing the killing throughout, and it's intercut with the story that we see of this kid. In the movie we see him doing the killings throughout. We know it's him. But if you edit it in a way so that you think it's the Michael Myers character in the mask doing the killing, and then at the end you reveal, oh my God, it was the kid under the mask the whole time. So you get to appreciate Michael Myers doing the killing throughout. And then at the end, it sets it up for, whoa, is he going to be the next Michael Myers? And also, because they kill Michael Myers at the end and they grind him up and he's dead, he's gone. If you make it where it was the kid, you know, he's the one doing the killing. If you then show where his supposed dead body is, where it was before, but now there's nobody there, then it's like the ending of Halloween 1. And then you can show the rooms and you can have the breathing like he's out there somewhere. This town just killed an innocent man, Michael Myers, you know, who had not done any of these killings. And now this new evil is you know, and then that leaves it open that if they wanted to continue the franchise, it would still be a Michael Myers-esque killer, and the town could be like, wait a minute, I thought we killed him. Yeah. Now there's still killings going on and rumors of somebody in a mask, but we ground him up. There's no way he's back. And so it leaves it open for the legend of Michael Myers. That's the name of the movie, by the way, The Legend of Michael Myers. But you got to change the editing and do a couple reshoots and you can't have the kid get his neck snapped by Michael Myers. So, but yeah, it's a D tier. It's awful. So I think that's a good list. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't know you were in The Sun. My Son in The Sun.